As you all know, blind buying is very risky, but since I live in a smaller place, usually I have to blind buy perfumes because I don't have access to other, especially niche and more expensive perfumes. And that's why I decided to make that habit into a video journal in which I'll review each fragrance in depth. I'll rate them and I'll tell you for each fragrance, was it a blind buy success or a blind buy fail. And in the end, there will be a ranking as well, so stay tuned and I hope you will enjoy this video. And hello everyone, I'm Miri and welcome. And today we'll be talking about Jo Malone's Velvet Rose Oud, then the new 2024 Maison Crivelli launch, which is called Tubereuse Astrale. So review a very underrated vanilla fragrance, and that is Rue Madam Cotton Vanilla. Then there will be a review of extremely expensive luxurious brand I didn't see many reviews of, and that is Clive Christian Eye for a Woman. And finally, a perfume that is often compared to Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy, and that is Parle Moi de Parfum Guimave de Nöel 31. So let's start. All Jo Malone intense concentrations come in this darker, richer, deeper fragrance bottles, and I blend both this fragrance because this is an old bottle design, so it was on sale. I find it for a really good price, and this is an old bottle design because it has this silver label, while the new bottle design doesn't have that label, and it has brand name and the name of the perfume inscribed on the bottle, so it would look more like some type of precious jewel. But how does Velvet Rose Oud smell? I get rose right from the start. I can even smell it now, but there's also some like citrusy, zesty freshness in the opening as well. Like there is some bergamot here, although it's not listed. So in the opening I get a bergamot rose combination that smells like the biggest, darkest, fresh, wet red roses on the rose bush blooming in the night air. Roses just have this rich and velvety petals, but there's also some freshness from the leaves of the rose bush, and this is what you get in the opening. After about 10 minutes, that realistic scent of rose flowers changes, and this becomes sweeter because of the pralini note, so it creates like a rose jam with some mild herbal spiciness from clove. You can definitely smell woody oud in the background, but the sweetened rose is the main player here. And I must say, it's dark, it's delicious, it has some like that gummy lychee vibe, but it never becomes too sweet or too jammy because clove and oud make sure this is very balanced and never too sweet. Also, I have to say that oud here has no skanky, you know, that animalic barnyard tones oud usually has, and the scent it's pretty linear, it doesn't change very much, and what you get here like is a smoky woody oud with some rose jam, but not in an edible way. So in the end this becomes a bit creamier because of the pralini. Oud here has just some woody, like slightly smoky, a bit incensey, and a pinch earthy nuances on this paper strip and on my skin. It's very comforting. It's a sensual oud without that stinky component I absolutely hate usually in oud fragrances. Also, don't be afraid of the clove. It's not too spicy. It just adds a bit of spice and a bit of character. So I guess Velvet Rose Oud could be described as the scent of sweet roses inside an antique furniture store as well. It smells like that, you know, this is a very creamy, it's harmless, accessible, very wearable rose oud combination that is still mysterious, rich and velvety, but also very classy, tamed. Yeah, oud here is toned down. And what can I say, it's a well-mannered oud fragrance. And based on the name, I thought this might be like a beast mode type of fragrance and a very overwhelmingly oud scent, but it's not. This is like a scent that would be a love child between Maison Francis Kurkdjian Oud Satin Mood and Inicia Atomic Rose. I get about 6 hours of the wear on my skin, but it projects moderately for the first 3 hours, 4 hours, and then it turns into a skin scent. So in terms of the performance, this is a light fragrance, but still compared to the rest of the Jo Malone line, this is quite stronger. And although it's marketed as unisex perfume, it leans more feminine in my opinion, and it would be good for both daytime and nighttime wear for most of the year, but I wouldn't like wear it in the summer heat. And if you never owned an oud fragrance, and even if you hate oud fragrances, worry not, this will be an oud beginner friendly fragrance and an oud perfume for oud haters, because it's simple, it's tamed, it's not too risky, it's not too bold. Yeah, I have to say this is like the most enjoyable oud fragrance I've tried yet. This is like the scent a woodland princess would wear. It's not very youthful, but it's not old grandma-like rose scent. It just has this like sensual, rounded, magnetic and expensive scent. Also, I like that it's not loud in a way that it screams, "Oh, look at me, I'm here, I've entered the room," but it's a more balanced, sultry scent that has quiet but intoxicating sensuality, so it would be great choice for date nights and events you want to remember. This was a blind buy success and I would rate it with 8 out of 10. And if you would like an tamed rose oud fragrance, then check out Jo Malone's Velvet Rose and Oud. This year, the new Maison Crivelli perfume called Tubereuse Astrale came out, and I blind bought it because, you know, I like scent of tuberoses. I usually like Maison Crivelli perfumes, and I really liked the inspirational story. The scent is inspired by the childhood memory of Thibaut Crivelli, and on their website it's described that this is a memory of the summer night, crickets chirping, and a boy glancing through the telescope and gazing up at a Milky Way and shooting stars while being surrounded by the beautiful scent of tuberoses. So the story of smelling tuberose flowers under the Milky Way sounded like amazing. And also the nose behind this perfume was Quentin Bish, and he makes killer perfumes. So I thought I would love it. I blind bought it, but how does Tubereuse Astrale smell? First of all, I have to say that the list of notes I put on the screen from Fragrantica isn't complete, because I've noticed even on the Maison Crivelli website that the list of notes slightly changed. Initially it was stated that this perfume has cumin in the opening, carrot seeds and leather in the mid, and then there is some patchouli in the base. You know, when you first spray it, the opening is very sharp. What you smell on this paper strip and on my skin isn't the same. On my skin there is some green note that truly comes out in the opening, but on the paper strip this is like a spicy honeyed tuberose with some soft leatheriness. The scent is sweet but never too sweet. I would describe this opening as the scent of cinnamon sprinkled tuberose flowers that are packed with green stems and then put in the leather purse. The opening is just a bit spicy, green, floral and leathery, and it's much more appealing to me on the paper strip than it is on my skin. In the mid, carrot seeds are more prominent, and you also get some fruity aroma of apricots from osmanthus, but the scent still revolves around tuberose leather pairing. And this isn't a typical sweet bubblegummy tuberose fragrance you're used to. No, this tuberose is honeyed, but it's very different. Like sometimes it smells very natural, and then just a second after it smells like an overripe or even like a green banana, and then a second after it smells like this beautiful creamy lactonic tuberose because of the vanilla. So this is extremely complex fragrance that is hard to describe, but imagine the mix of tuberose flowers in the leather purse with some carrot cake and a few mint leaves in the wooden pot. The scent is dark, it's edgy, it's spicy, it's a leathery white floral scent that is definitely a niche perfume, and luckily the green top mellows on the paper strip and on my skin in the dry down, so I do much more appreciate the dry down. And in the base you get some musk and vanilla that soften and round minty earthy patchouli, but leather tuberose is still the main ingredient and the main character of this this fragrance. So this is a floral leather perfume with so many facets, and I feel like the name is extremely appropriate, especially the Astrale part, because this does smell very futuristic, very galactical. And I must say, this is nuclear potent fragrance. It passed the overnight test. It lasts more than 10 hours on my skin with very strong sillage for the first few hours, and then it projects up to arm's length. So just 2-3 spritzes will be enough. And yes, this is a unisex fragrance, but it leans a bit feminine. Although I can see a guy wearing it because it has leather, it has patchouli, it has woody facets. And since I love tuberose, I thought, you know, this will be such a safe blend buy. But I was so wrong. It's not a safe purchase, and the reason one is its price, the reason two, it has polarizing notes, and the reason three, the entire mix of the ingredients will get mixed reviews. It will be polarizing. On my skin, I didn't like the initial opening, but later as it dries down, it becomes more and more appealing. And I must say that this is something you can wear all year round. This has signature quality. It's so unique. It's so different. I don't know any other perfume that smells like Tubereuse Astrale. It truly takes you on a journey because it changes a lot. And if you're looking for something different, then yes, check out Tubereuse Astrale. Unfortunately, because I don't enjoy that opening, I don't enjoy that green carrot vibe, this was a blind buy fail for me, and I would rate its scent profile and performance with 7 out of 10. What can I say? A big round of applause for uniqueness. This is not a tuberose you could smell in any other perfume, but it will be polarizing because of the cumin opening, carrot seeds, and patchouli. Rue Madam is such a small brand not many people know about, and especially not many people talk about on social media. And they've launched only 3 perfumes, and the other 2 are named 7082 and Flows de Glace. And I hope I'll get the chance to try them out as well in the future. And I'm so grateful to Gabby Loves Perfumes, who was the first to talk about this fragrance. I know she's always honest in her reviews, and that is a reason why I also love watching her videos. And because of the way she described Rue Madam Cotton Vanilla, I was sold. I wanted to blind buy this perfume, and I'm glad I did. The opening, oh, I can smell it even here. The opening is just so beautiful. It's creamy, it's smooth, it's sweet, and there is a prominent vanilla here with a lactonic note. Peach here smells like they're blended into the smoothest peach milkshake, because in the opening you get a peach vanilla lactonic composition, and then in the heart, about 10 minutes after, yeah, you can start smelling a bit of coconut and caramel. So this gets a bit tropical, but I would never call it a tropical fragrance. Cotton Vanilla was a sweet fragrance from the start, but in the mid, that caramel adds another layer of thick sweetness to the scent. So this is powdery, lactonic. It got this buttery, creamy texture. And coconut in here smells to me like toasted Raffaellos, and it brings another layer of additional creaminess and almost gives like a white chocolate coconut vibe. And although no whipped cream note was mentioned in the notes, this is incredibly creamy. So I would describe this scent as the scent of buttercream with caramel and toasted coconut flakes, or like the scent of coconut milk with some caramel. It's just so delicious and mouth-watering. And this has some sandalwood and tonka in the dry down, so the scent gets woodier, a bit richer, and more deep in the dry down due to those notes. It's incredibly gourmand perfume. It's sweet, it's creamy, it's fluffy, It's sugary and it's very cozy. And the official description of what the mood this perfume brings to the table is completely correct. It says that this is the scent of visiting the most luxurious pastry shop in Paris. You're tasting a peach tea and a frosted cupcake. Peach is never like an actual fruit scent, and it gets lost in the dry down. And you will love this fragrance if you're a gourmand lover, if you enjoy coconut, caramel and lactonic perfumes. It's very good in my opinion, and this is a perfume in a similar vein to Giardini di Toscana Bianco Latte, Ariana Grande Maude Vanilla and Maison Mataha Escapade Gourmand. These perfumes of course aren't dupes, but if you like that sweet vanilla gourmand, a bit lactonic scent profile, you will love this. Cotton Vanilla also has really good lasting power. It lasts about 7 hours on my skin. I can faintly smell it the next morning, and it projects really great for the first 3-4 hours. It literally fills the entire room, so entire room will smell like peach milkshake. This is really a sweet lactonic gourmand perfume without any floral accords, which is weird. Usually they always have some florals to balance the sweetness, but it's absolutely feminine. I wouldn't recommend it for guys, and I wouldn't recommend it for wearing in the summer, but you can wear it in any other season. This was a blind buy success, and I would rate it with 8.5 out of 10 because it's just a pretty gourmand perfume. The next perfume is from a very expensive niche luxury brand, Clive Christian, and this is from their private collection. In that collection there are 5 fragrances for women and 5 for men, and each perfume is named after one letter, so combined they form the name Clive. The perfume I for woman here stands for ingenuity, because this is extremely complex fragrance, and listen to this, it's made out of 185 ingredients. Like, that's crazy. And the bottle is just exquisite. You know, it has this crown cap, all Clive Christian perfumes have. Also, it looks expensive with this gold letters and ornated medieval like letter I. I've put the picture of notes from Parfumonet website because on Fragrantica only a few notes are listed. And the opening is yes, it's very spicy, it's fruity, and you can smell the combination of like mandarin orange, red berries and this bergamot that creates a very uplifting, vibrant, fresh and green vibe. Spicy notes definitely add some depth and sparkling effect, but the opening smells to me like the natural scent of blackberry bush with its leaves and ripe blackberries. So you get some fruitiness with green freshness in the opening and then some spicy dustiness. It is very lively, it's bright and very pleasant. In the mid, I can immediately smell roses that always, you know, smell timeless and very elegant and refined. I can also smell a bit of jasmine and some powdery iris with ambery warmth. The scent has some sweetness, but it's not very sweet fragrance, and it feels very well blended and polished. This isn't the scent of like natural smelling roses. It's not a jammy rose. It's not a gourmand like those rose locum type of roses. It is a bit candid and thick, but it feels a lot more dusty and powdery with like tiny bits of lipsticky vibe. The closest thing to the heart of this perfume would be the scent of, you know, those fragile roses dried between the pages of some old book with some sweetness from the vintage makeup. So you get some ambery, woody warmth with dusty, powdery, very elegant floral aroma, and then some romantic makeup-y sweetness. And in the deepest dry down, this will turn woodier. And even though patchouli and like bits of oud are mentioned here, forget them. They're never like earthy or very woody. They just give like a slight smokiness, and they ensure the long-lasting presence of this fragrance. So imagine an aristocrat from the Jane Austen era with roses on her woody dresser putting makeup on. This is the vibe I get from this fragrance. It smells rich, it's luxurious, it's very elegant, and the name is appropriate. This is a vintage rose with some woody amberiness. It's very pretty, it's tender, it's sophisticated scent that reminds me of, you know, that dark red tulle fabric. It has some darkness, but it's also a delicate in nature, just like the tulle fabric. And I must say that I For Woman lasts really well. I get about 6 to 8 hours of the wear with low to moderate projection and sillage. This is definitely feminine fragrance. It's wearable all year round, regardless of the season, and because it's so versatile, it feels very appropriate no matter the occasion. You will like this fragrance if you enjoy perfumes such as Yves Saint Laurent, Paris, Frederic Malle's Portrait of a Lady, or even that lipstick rose type of perfume, or even if you like History de Parfums 1969. If you like those type of retro style, vintagey, rosy, powdery scent profile with some darker edges that always feels extremely ladylike, then you will like I For Woman. It feels very old money like, it feels bougie, and I would rate it with 7 out of 10 because it's very likable, it's long lasting, and it feels like a quality perfume. But this was a blind buy fail for me. Although I would enjoy the scent on someone else, it feels just a bit too mature for me and too ladylike. If you don't mind the price, and if you like that style of vintage rose, something from Jane Austen era that will make you smell like a true aristocrat, then check out Clive Christian I For Woman. And the last one is Parle Moi de Parfum, and this is a relatively new niche house founded in 2016 in Paris, and the name of the brand would mean talk to me about perfumes. I really like that name, and I like that the bottle is a simple round bottle with a magnetic cap. Also, Guimave de Nöel means Christmas marshmallow, and the scent was inspired by the childhood memory of Michel Almihac, the founder of the brand. He loved eating fougassat, which is a type of slightly sweet brioche bread flavored with orange flower water. The scent tries to capture the essence of that sweet orange blossom bread together with joyful, carefree days of Christmases spent with the whole family around table eating delicious treats. I must say that this perfume doesn't have holiday or even winter feel in my opinion, but it knocked my socks off. The initial blast has a zingy, tangy, citrusy vibe. It smells like an orange-lemon combination with some green neroli and some fluffy sweetness, but initially this is more citrusy than this is a sweet fragrance. And the opening smells to me like a combination of green neroli with grated lemon pulp and a few spoons of sugar. It's just a lovely scent, and citrusy neroli gives some sparkling feel to the opening. 10 minutes into the scent, you still get that tangy green citrus leaves from the opening, but vanilla joins together with the fluffy marshmallow and orange blossom, so this smells like homemade marshmallows infused with orange water, dusted with powdered sugar and with some neroli. Or even like the scent of freshly cut orange generously sprinkled with sugar crystals next to a few lemon leaves. The scent is just sweet, it's pillowy, it's fluffy, it's tender, but at the same time it has this like citrusy greenness that prevents it from being too sweet, childish and juvenile. Although the inspiration was Christmas and fougassat, this doesn't smell bready, heavy or glutinous. The scent is just very airy, light, tender and sparkling. It's super wearable and it's never cloying or artificial. And I must say that I purchased it like a month ago and look at the dent. I just love wearing it. It gives me like this blast of positive emotion and it's always a cheerful but still a calming, cocooning and comforting fragrance. It's a rather simple, straightforward fragrance. You know, it doesn't have much development. You truly get what it's listed in the notes, and it's wearable all year round, not just for Christmas despite its name. It is a unisex fragrance. It definitely leans more feminine, and this would be something signature worthy. The only negative point is the performance. I get about 5 hours of the wear and it projects only for the first hour and then it kind of sits close to the skin. It lasts a bit longer on clothes, so I wear it mostly before going to bed, and after the shower it gives me that, you know, comforting feel. If you love perfumes like Prada Candy Kiss, Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy, Parfums de Mali, Oriana, or even Memo Paris Sintra, but without that pungent green opening note, you will love this. They all have this sweet orange blossom scent profile. They are not dupes, but if you would like me to make a comparison video between these fragrances, let me know in the comments and I'll make it sometime in the future. I must say that this 50 ml bottle costs around 100 euros, so it's half the price of Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy, and I would rate it with 8.5 out of 10. If it performed better, this would be a 10 out of 10 must-have fragrance. You will love it if you enjoy simple, joyful, sweet orange blossom perfumes that have a more wearable, everyday, casual type of scent that will make you smile. At least this perfume has that effect on me. I can say that either one of these perfumes will be completely safe blind buy for everyone. My closest to that would be Guimave de Nöel 31. The most polarizing perfume out of these 5 is for sure Maison Crivelli Tubereuse Astrale. It smells differently on the tester strip and on your skin. You definitely need to spray it on your skin and see how it will perform. And also it has quite a few tricky notes such as cumin, carrot seeds, leather and patchouli. But if it works for you, oh, I can see that this will be a huge love. Also, this is the best performing fragrance out of these 5, while the weakest one with the worst performance is unfortunately Guimave de Nöel. And now here's my ranking. On the 3rd place with 7 out of 10 is Maison Crivelli Tubereuse Astrale. This is a very unique, complex fragrance with a polarizing tuberose leather character, and that place is shared with Clive Christian Eye for a Woman. This is just timelessly elegant, sophisticated scent of like a dusty rose and something aristocrat would wear. The 2nd place with 8 out of 10 goes to Malone Velvet Rose Oud. This is truly an oud beginner-friendly fragrance with a very sultry rose. And the 1st place goes to 2 perfumes with 8.5 out of 10. First one is Rue Madam Cotton Vanilla. This is a beautiful, sweet, gourmand perfume with a fluffy milkshake feel. And Parle Moi de Parfum Guimave de Nöel 31. This is just an irresistible, joyful, marshmallow, orange blossom deliciousness. Share your thoughts and experiences with these perfumes in the comments, and if you're still here and you enjoyed this video and these in-depth reviews, then boop the like button, hit the notification bell and subscribe. If you want to see the previous version and the previous episode of this like blind buy journal, then check out this video and I will see you there. Bye!